The scene has shifted and everyone has arrived to Cleveland, Ohio. About 2,500 miles east of where the Warriors took the first two games, leaving no doubt about it in the 2016 NBA Finals. Inside the Q, though, the Cavs have yet to lose at home during this playoff run. And now there is a 50-50 shot the Cavs will have their big three intact for Game 3. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside the Q for NBA TV's coverage of the 2016 NBA Finals. Brent Barry, Dennis Scott, I'm Jared Greenberg. Guys, Kevin Love has officially been listed as questionable for Wednesday night, and he will continue to go through the NBA's mandated concussion protocol. So, Brent, when you look at this news here, after leaving Sunday and being diagnosed with a concussion, what are you reading into this that he is questionable?
Well, first of all, I think it's encouraging that Kevin Love was able to get on the flight back with the basketball team and be here in Cleveland, and we still have another 24 hours plus before this game takes place, 3D. But for him not to be involved in the media session today, just to get his rest, continue to do what it is with all these baseline tests that have to happen with the NBA to clear him for tomorrow night's action, I think that this is a good sign that Kevin Love will be available for tomorrow, and we hope that the good news continues and that he'll be able to compete in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I agree with your partner. I think it's a great sign to get him back. And let's face it, he's a double-double machine. But I go back to something that Steve Smith said after Game 1, is that Kevin Love has got to play like the Kevin Love we fell in love when he first came into the NBA, going out there playing with confidence, sticking his chest out, asking for the basketball. I go back to when Chris Bosh first started playing with LeBron James. Closed mouth don't get fed. So Kevin Love, feel better about yourself, get back into your groove, and remind people how good you really are.
You find it fascinating, 3D, that it's the NBA Finals. It's Kevin Love's first chance to participate. We know last year not being able to play with the hurt shoulder and all, but that this incident comes up. Is there something to it where if Kevin Love is cleared tomorrow and is able to play, that something else happens mentally, that you haven't been thinking about all the pressures, you're just happy to be out there playing, and maybe you release some of the things that you've thought about or pressures that have been on your shoulders about kind of where you're going to perform and how you're going to get your game back? Is there something to that happens in Game 3 for them?
No question about it, and I think that's part of the confidence I'm talking about getting back out there and getting with your teammates, saying that, hey, I'm supposed to be here. Last year I was injured. This may be a little blip on the radar, but I'm back on the floor. I'm ready to help out and finally get a victory.
Well, after getting beaten up in the first two games of this series, fans and some media members calling for some changes to be made, he may be forced into it, Coach Lou, if Kevin Love can't go. But again, the update is that he's questionable. Here are the numbers with or without Kevin Love during the regular season this year, Brent. It's interesting to when you break this down and you think about not only do they have to worry about whether Love is healthy enough to play, but what the healthiest lineup is to throw out there against the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, it's a curious decision. Again, you got to look at the record, though. 53 wins with Kevin Love in the lineup. We know what kind of talent he is, but given this scenario, if Kevin Love is not able to play, we talk about a 50-50 proposition with regards to tomorrow, at least today. What is the decision for Coach Lou? Does he play big and get Mozgov back into the starting lineup with Tristan Thompson? Because we know what kind of physical presence that is and how Cleveland was able to slow down the pace of the game with Golden State. Even though that was last year, there was some effects that were positive for them, 3D. The other one is to play Channing Frye at that center position and use him at the 5 spot with Bogut out on the floor, where maybe he creates more spacing.
Now, that's a great point, partner, because now what Bogut showed us in Game 2, Jared, 5 huge blocks, being a great rim protector. Now with Channing Frye on the floor earlier in the ball game, now you put pressure on Steve Kerr. Do you leave Bogut in longer because now he has to be away from the basket? Now there's more driving lanes. And once again, having that rim protector gives guys on the perimeter a chance to play the passing lane and try more steals.
First two games, just 11 total minutes for Channing Frye. He was 0 for 2 from the field in the losses out in Oakland.